this is bound to be a quick climb. Ollie Hancock in the Lek Cosworth, the CRP1, the late 70s Grand Prix car. Brainchild of Charlie Purley, the...
And designed by Mike Pilbeam, the hill climb king. Ollie Hancock hasn't driven this car before, but he's inside the early target.
By some margin.
Yep, Ollie qualified this car, what, about 20th, I think, in the order. And here he comes. This is looking good. He's chasing 57.63. He's going to do that very easily. And a great run from Ollie Hancock. 47.26 at 131 miles an hour. James Littlejohn, very, very quick young driver. And he is nicely controlled through the first element of the first corner. Just kicks up a bit of dust on the second. But he's motoring. He's motoring. He's chasing 47.26 with 131 through the finish. Comes in quickly. A big lift. Right in anticipation. I thought that was very hot into Moulcombe.
Yes, ran really right out to the extremities of the asphalt.
Beautiful WDK Motorsport prepared cars down in Stockbridge in Hampshire, built up by Simon Turner and the team down there. And through the finish he goes. 47.19. He's done it by 700ths of a second, and 133 through the finish. A shrug and a grin from Ollie Hancock.
Very magnanimous. Ollie Hancock claps. James Littlejohn takes the lead of 47.19.
And 133 through the finish. This is throwing down the gauntlet to Andy Newell with the McLaren Chevrolet M8F. 8.5 litres of mighty Chevrolet power. Former off-road race champion. Oh, and a massive tail slide through the first corner. Andy Newell, who raced in Formula Fords. He's driven some Formula 1 cars in the past as well. And he's driving Sir Anthony Bamford's McLaren like the wind. Can he stop it for... Moulcombe corner? He does. Beautiful line through. That's the nicest line of any of the really quick cars we've seen through there. That was a magnificent drive through Moulcombe, through the flip wall. Little bit of tail slide through there from Andy Newell.
Wonderfully controlled.
He's a 2.7 outside. Oh, and a side through the top part of that avenue. But up to the top, he won't match the Formula 1 cars quite. I think no, he won't.
But he goes sub 50.
Yeah, 49.78, 135 miles an hour. That's the best we've seen through the finish. 135. And here's Ollie Hancock greeting James Littlejohn. They're 1-2 at the moment. That's brilliant stuff. Ollie Hancock on the right, James Littlejohn just climbed out. And these two identical Lek CRP1s. Here's Ender Garvey, who's been going very, very well this weekend. We've seen him numerous times before at the Festival of Speed, but he's never quite got the car running properly. This time now it's running clean. It's quick.
Yes, it is. Yeah, the ex-Ari Vatanen Pikes Peak hill climb monster with that huge rear wing to try to generate downforce. The 405 T16, the turbo Pikes Peak hill climb car.
Yeah, he qualified it with a really stout 50.46. It's cost some acceleration, hasn't it, out of Moulcombe?
Incredible. The sun has come out, the temperature's gone up. These are fantastic conditions for our shootout to find the fastest person at the Festival of Speed in 2015.
Yeah, this is speed hill climbing at its dramatic best. Ender Garvey across the final meadow, out towards the top corner. Surely he's going to be under 50. He is 49.27, a personal best for Ender Garvey, and 129 miles an hour. We've got now, what, 7 cars to run. 7 cars to run. Here we've got, look at this, James Cottingham in the Dallara Le Mans car. Finished 4th at the start with Martin Short's team. Flies it out of the blocks. Nice and neat, accelerative, ballistic approach to the first corner.
Sounds wonderful, that car with a Judd V10. Took 4th at Le Mans a few years ago with Martin Short and João Barbosa. It's a big car to thread up this narrow course.
It is. Doesn't have much ground clearance either. And as he brings it up to Moulcombe corner, James Cottingham, very nice. That was as nice as the Newell run through here. And James Cottingham qualified it 7th on a 50.28. He must surely go sub 50.
Is he going to be the 5th car to climb under 50 seconds. Ollie Hancock, James Littlejohn, Ender Garvey.
He touches the bales on the inside of the top corner, the last corner, but he goes through 47.72, 47.72. That was a brilliant run, and that's going to put him in third place, isn't it? 132 miles an hour, but he touched the bales here. Look at your screens, and through he goes. Big touch, in fact. Smoked the bales, and that was brilliant. Here's Alex Buncombe.
Could have lost him a few tenths, that one.
Yeah, in the Nismo Nissan GTR, 48.11 he did. This is getting serious because he's down very, very close to those Formula One cars, to what they've done already this afternoon. Alex Buncombe, pro driver in the big Nissan GTR.
Briefly on board with Alex, and back on board again as he tucks the nose into the apex. The second part of the first few corners, using all the road under the bridge. Here he comes, past the paddock, over the brow, carrying as much speed as possible, hard on the brakes, get it turned in, nice and neat. No kicking up of any dust, back on board as we hair up the hill towards the Flint Wall. It's very dark on the approach. There's the turn in, there's the apex, back out in towards Birdless Grove.
It's a massive car, isn't it, to get through there.
The tunnel of the penultimate right-hander, fire it up towards the long left-hander. It's blind, it's flat out under the finish line. He stops the clock, 47.37.
That was a fantastic effort. We've got 4 cars in the
third.
47s now. That puts him third, and 128 miles an hour through the finish. But that is a mighty GT car. Now we've got the six-wheeler Formula One spec March, and this is Jeremy Smith. Using six-wheel technology used in hill climbing with Roy Lane back in the period, and Jeremy Smith in this car in the massive moment in the first corner. He caught it though. It's in the Brambilla type beta utensil colours. 4-driven wheels, but very, very long, and he squirts it through Molecombe. That was fabulous to see. The back end sliding, all 4 wheels sliding. Jeremy Smith pushing incredibly hard, very, very fast through the stone wall. That's 47, which has, isn't it, 47.19.
He's up at the intermediate at Birdless Grove there.
Through the finish, he touches the bales as well. 47.05, he's there by 14 hundredths. 47.05, and he touched the bales. 128 through the finish. Just brilliant run from Jeremy Smith, who's not really a hill climber, it has to be said. Here's Rod Mellon, one of the world's absolute hill climb specialists. Pikes Peak winner with the Toyota Celica Pikes Peak. It's got so much downforce, this car. It has phenomenal turbocharged acceleration.
And doesn't it look good in that Pennzoil livery?
It does, and the Kiwi, third visit to this event with this car. He's been with others as well. He's up the gears. He's 600ths ahead on the first 100 metres time. That was amazing.
The whistling turbo of the hugely powerful Toyota. On board with Kiwi Rod Mellon. He's a veteran, been coming here for years, holding it in that gear, absolutely on the limit. Perfect, absolutely.
And it's pulled cleanly out. That's unusual.
Yep. Had a problem here on the right a few years ago. He's into the quick right, the quick left, mind the wall, back out into the sunshine. And this is a nasty corner.
This is specialist
He's gone
territory.
quicker.
Absolutely superb run from Rod Mellon. Rod Mellon up towards the top. Through he comes.
45.88, 1.17 seconds to the good. Rod Mellon, fantastic.
130 miles an hour through the finish. Now it is young Michael Lyons. He had 145 on the clock as he crossed the line this morning in this amazingly agile little Hesketh Formula One car. Michael Lyons qualified on a 46.77 with the 46.23 this morning. Still not quite as quick as Rod Mellon has just gone, but I don't think he'll know what the target is. But you know, Michael, he's banzai, 24 years old, first time here at the festival. Ran wide, 3 barps on the throttle going through Molecombe corner. That might have cost him a little bit of time.
He won't be happy with that, Marcus. He won't. He was running wide there, stabbing at the throttle to get some weight on the nose, get it steered.
Now he's half a second down on the target time. Across the top he rockets. He's so fast through the finish. And he comes up, look at that, 47.17, and that is a couple of hundredths inside James Littlejohn's time, but it's not going to do it today, I'm afraid. 137 through the finish.
Live shots of the current leader, Kiwi Rod Mellon in the Toyota Celica. What a staggering climb, 45.88. He's the leader with how many cars to go?
Third for Michael Lance, 2 to go. Subaru Impreza, the 780 horsepower Gobstopper 2 of Ollie Clarke, qualified on a 46.75.
Which won't be enough.
And then Darrow a 45.42 in the Mini Pikes Peak. Here comes that monster of a Subaru. Phenomenal acceleration. 700
plus horsepower, bewinged monster. Built specifically for the Time Attack series, which is a little bit like this. It's against the clock, but it's on circuits around the UK.
So fast into our view here. And it's got phenomenal grip, hasn't it, through the corner, because that looked too quick to turn into the corner at that point at Buncombe.
Where is he on the intermediate? He's up. He's 0.6 of a second inside.
He touches the bales on the right-hand side.
Will that have cost him? Keep away from the bales on the apex there. He crosses the line. 44.91, nearly a second to the good for Ollie Clarke, son of the late, great rally legend Roger Clarke.
45 miles an hour through the finish. That's incredible. Oh dear, Rod Mellon shrugs. But here, with everything to do, 44.91 laid down by Ollie Clarke is quicker than Jean-Philippe Darrow managed in qualifying by what, half a second-ish. Jean-Philippe Darrow then, the ice racing champion, at the wheel of this extraordinary Mini.
This is it, ladies and gents. Keep your eyes peeled on the screen.
It's
Here
for sale.
comes.
Is he going to drive it like it's for sale?
Yes.
I doubt it.
Multiple Andros Trophy ice racing champion. This is an absolute beast. On board with Darrow as he gets the power down on the road. Look how accelerative this thing is. First apex of the first corner.
Fifth of a second up at 100 metres. That's incredible. That's 4.58 seconds over 100 metres for Darrow.
On board view under the bridge. And here's Buncombe corner and over the brow. It's pretty perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful run. But needs to be everything to do. He's got to be so fast out of this section, round the flint wall, up out into the open. Here he comes, Henry.
And he's in.
He's inside by 200. Here he comes.
Just 2 corners to go. And a long left-hander. Is he going to do it? 44.91 to beat. He's not done it.
No, 45.51. That was fractionally slower than his qualifying time. Ollie Clarke's won it then, 44.91 in the Subaru.
By 0.6 of a second.
Darrow, 45.51, he's second. Rod Mellon third in the Toyota, 45.88. Absolutely incredible.